Hi, I'm Leon Acord, writer and creator of Old Dogs and New Tricks. Although if you're watching this, you probably know me better as Nathan Adler. You know, what can I say? It absolutely blows my mind that it has been a decade since we first debuted this pilot episode on YouTube. I mean, think about it. 10 years ago, Obama was still president. Netflix was still mailing DVDs. Amazon was still just an online store. And when people thought about streaming, they had something completely different in mind. I'd like to celebrate this anniversary by saluting Arvin Bautista, one of our executive producers and the director of many of our episodes, including this pilot. Arvin really was a de facto co-creator, defining the look and pace of the series, giving incredible notes on the scripts, and helping us maintain a high level of quality through 3 seasons and 2 specials. Tonight, I'd like to share with you a little bit of Arvin's talent that you've never seen before. A new version of our pilot, accompanied by the images Arvin drew for the storyboards he created for this episode. Arvin visually mapped out my story long before he shot a single frame, and his images show how influential he was in making Old Dogs, well, old dogs. It's amazing how often he accurately captured on film what he'd drawn on paper months earlier. Well, with 2 notable exceptions. First of all, you'll notice we had to move a shower room scene into a sauna for logistical purposes. And the reason Nathan has short hair and glasses in the storyboards, well, it's because the first time Arvin and I worked together on his short film Deer Season, I looked like this. Times really have changed. You'll also hear a bit of a conversation that Arvin and I recorded at the House of Pies in Los Feliz shortly after the pilot debuted. We've never shared this conversation with anyone before because, well, frankly, Arvin and I both forgot we recorded it. Thank you, Arvin. Congrats to our cast and crew, and thank you to all of our viewers and our longtime fans. I've really enjoyed this journey, and I hope you enjoy this little peek behind the curtain. Cheers.
What have you learned?
No more setups.
Yeah,
no
not to make you do setups.
Move all the gym scenes to a hair salon.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a thing for me.
Or jogging, or keep it upper body stuff with it. No, I found out they're not abs; they're just intestines.
There's no acting that. I mean, it turned out really, you know, it did go really well for me. So even I'm having a hard time thinking about what we would do differently. Although, I mean, a big one is we got to figure out a sustainable way of doing the next few ones. Mm-hmm. Luckily, again, you've written it so that it doesn't need to be as grand in scope as the pilot was.
I'm a little scared that people will see the next episode and go, oh, because there's no voiceover, there's no like zipping back and forth in time, there's no.
Yeah, the voiceover is going to be tough because I think people are expecting it.
We may have to maybe frame an episode at the beginning or at the end or something.
And that's fine because I'm not a huge fan of it necessarily, you know.
I'm not a fan of doing it. It's not fun. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't enjoy it.
I think that was tough because we did the voiceover pretty early in the process, and it had a kind of a different energy from what the final thing needed to be. Mm-hmm. If we had time to go be doing, you know, VO, or you know, the stuff afterwards, which we didn't really.
When you're watching it.
Yeah.
The only problems I have with the voiceover is just, I mean, I think you picked the best takes that you had, thank God. It's an energy thing. I just find it really hard to keep the energy up.
Well, we just didn't know. We just didn't know at the time how high energy the pilot really was going to be.
That's true, and it was still early the first day, and that's true. That is true. We didn't really know. I could have had a little more energy. If I had to do it over again, I would have made it a bit more. I would have had more fun with it.
I need to figure out a way to. There were so many visual effects shots in the pilot, which I mean, I have fun doing that, but
don't get used to quite so many.
It's not sustainable as far as having a post-production time that long. That's just on the visuals.
The party scene has far less than the traffic thing, so be careful what you're asking for.
I know that's the thing, and at the very least, I need to I need to be able to know that, like, if there will be visual effect shots, there will be ones that we know we're going to do, as opposed to all of this, like, you know, throwing caution to the wind, and if something is wrong, we'll fix it in post. It's turned out pretty well so far, but I don't want to have to keep doing that. And that's part of me. I want to continue evolving into a decisive director, assertive director that knows if something is good enough and not good enough, you know, on set. Because I'm very sensitive, again, to time, how long this is all take. You know, I never want to go over time.
I know you never go over time.
Yeah.
You go under time. It's great.
But I also I would never want that. I would never want to compromise it. You know, to say good enough, or I know how to fix this later. Yeah. But it's an anxiety that I have.
That's funny. You never seem anxious on set. I think like you seem the most relaxed, confident, but not cocky confident. Just very you know what you want, and it's not a big deal, and you know you're going to get it, and no sweat. It's great. It's a great atmosphere.
I mean, I am like that on set, but sometimes I do. You know, like sometimes things aren't exactly. Then I look at the dailies and I'm like, oh, I really should have insisted on this or something. You know, it happens every now and then. And actually, it happened. There were moments in Deer Season where I feel like I could have insisted on certain things more. Not that the choices that I was suggested, ideas.
I think this is part of being an artist. What is it? Ellen Burstyn calls divine dissatisfaction. You know?
I know, and I feel like
it's when you stop feeling that, that's when you should really be nervous.
Right. And I at one point, you know, in this gap of directing things, I was like, part of me was having this crisis of like, am I too laid back? Am I too easygoing to like be a real director? You know?
No, because I don't think a good director. It's not really about being stern and tough. It's about really being sensitive and again knowing what you want. Mm-hmm. If you really know what you want and you know how to communicate that, you know you can show up wearing a dress as far as I'm concerned.